grams. This is the maximum weight for aircraft to be permitted to compete at the annual student competition Steel Flies. And this hasn't changed in the 2018 anniversary. For the competition's 18th birthday, the TU Darmstadt, the RWTH Aachen, and the Forschungsvereinigung Stahlanwendung invited to Darmstadt and the Messe Frankfurt.
This is the
18th time that we are doing this competition. Over the years, it has moved into a hall to provide comparable conditions for all. It has grown historically. Professor Kopp set up this competition in 2001, and it has been accepted very well. We appreciate the funding from FOSTA and are happy to have had it ever since. And so, this year we've experienced Steel Flies for the 18th time. On the 3rd and 4th of July, it has been once again Steel Flies. This year, a total of 12 teams from 6 universities took on the challenge of creating an aircraft made of steel with a budget of maximum €300. In the process, some came up with rather unusual solutions.
We
accelerated the gyro in order to create a certain angular momentum to keep the flight path straight. The most complex component here is the drive shaft. It is located between these 2 points where the rubber band representing our energy storage is stretched. Then, through this rotational movement, the 2 arms are set into motion. We're not expecting the first place considering distance, but of course it would be nice to show that our idea works, and it really flies. The motivation behind this is of course the question, can steel fly? Is this possible? So, we want to present steel as a lightweight material. That is the idea of such a competition. The Technical University of Darmstadt, as the host of this competition's anniversary, was able to welcome a special guest. This year we have had the honor to be hosts of the University of Cairo, who has joined with 2 teams. This is a great opportunity to internationalize the competition. For the 2 teams arriving from Egypt for Steel Flies, it was a special opportunity to prove their skills and their knowledge in an international contest. It was also an opportunity to gain experience and socialize. As first-time competitors, it is difficult for us to be successful, but at least we have gained much experience. I hope that next year we can again form good teams and win. Before the actual demonstration of the flying capabilities in Exhibition Hall 1, the students had to present and defend their ideas and concepts to the other competitors. As a valuable experience for their studies, it is an important part of the competition as well. These presentations aim to also improve their presentation style. Many of these students in their undergraduate studies have never had the chance to hold a presentation in front of a large audience. Additionally, this is a great opportunity to show the other teams which technical solutions have been come up with. On the 4th of July, the flying capabilities of the concepts were tested in practice. As usual, every plane had to undergo a technical inspection. The students have been given the task of constructing a steel aircraft which may not be heavier than 400 grams and must fit into 1 cubic meter. This year, the conditions for the competition have been adapted to the exhibition hall to ensure equal chances. The drop height has been lowered to about 12 meters this year. Thus, there's a bit less potential energy available to be converted into distance. The students were allowed to repair the aircraft and make corrections repeatedly over the course of several sets. This facilitated the further improvement of the overall results. However, under competitive conditions, the planes didn't always do what their designers had in mind, meaning the first flight results didn't necessarily live up to their expectations. It has yet been suboptimal. We had some problems with the drive shaft and more generally with the arms. They got stuck pretty fast, and the fact that the wings were at a very high angle made it impossible for it to glide. It simply plummeted to the ground. To check the applicableness of theoretical approaches is an essential aspect of working scientifically, and students competing in Steel Flies can experience this and learn.
steil fliegt.
Steel Flies makes it possible to carry out a project from start to finish and to learn a lot in the process. You learn that not every idea works immediately. You learn that you have to put ideas to the test over and over again, that you have to improve them, that you have to stick to them, and that you have to overcome challenges. This is something that otherwise cannot easily be learned during the studies.
Werden kann.
It is because of this direct connection between theory and practice that many universities have integrated this contest into the study program.
Es ist ein Teil von einem
It's part of a practical project. We have different options to choose from, and Steel Flies is one of them. Depending on level of knowledge and personal taste, some participants choose a more practical approach to achieve the desired result.
Ich würde sagen, dass wir alle sehr praktisch veranlagt sind und
I would say that we are all very practically oriented and have focused on the concept of trial and error to develop a flying object and get it to fly.
zu entwickeln, das dann halt dementsprechend einfach nur fliegt.
At some point, we simply got it to work. And so, this basic approach was the key for the hoped-for success for Team Kassel 1. Victory over Kassel 3 in second place was theirs, with a maximum distance of 45 meters.
Das haben wir jetzt über das ganze Semester
We
hin.
worked on it the whole semester, and this is the result. We wanted this so much, and now we have it, the first place.
gewollt und nun haben wir ihn den ersten Platz.
Fritz Wandschaffe, herzlichen Glückwunsch.
However, not just the winning team had much to gain. All participants, whether from German universities or from abroad, were definitely able to do one thing:
Erfahrung sammeln und
gain experience. We had very good exchange between students, and I think my students are really happy. Next year, we will once again experience Steel Flies. That will be the 19th anniversary with new students and new ideas.